Happy New Year, friends and family. Welcome once more to Quantro's Kitchen. And if this is your first time stopping by, I would like to say a very warm welcome to you. Today we are making some delicious, crowd-pleasing tomato stew, perfect for your waakye, jollof, or simply just for rice and stew. And I really hope you are able to try this. This is going to be a hit at your next gathering or simply for your home preparations. Everybody in your household will love it. I hope you are able to give it a try. Come along and let's do some cooking. I'm going to start off by working on my meat. So I have 4 large onions here. I'm just going to cut them and blend them with some spices. To this I'm going to add some black pepper, about a tablespoon. I'm also going to add about 1 heaped teaspoon of anise. Okay, I'm going to blend this now. So I have here 10 pounds of goat meat. It has some of the stomach because I'm going to be using some of this to make waakye, so it has all the parts. It's already washed and I'm going to transfer this into my cooking pot. I'll be adding about a tablespoon white pepper, salt, which is definitely going to be according to your taste, but I like to make sure that my meat is very well salted. And then the stock, when it goes into the stew, most of the time I don't even have to add any more salt then. I have here some ginger garlic paste pre-made. Very good on everything. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of that here. And then add my blended ingredients. I'm going to mix everything just to make sure that everything is very well coated with my marinade. I've rinsed out my blender with about a cup of water. I'm going to add that in here. I just want this to cook on low heat. Just pull out all the moisture from the meat and then everything is going to cook beautifully together. I'm going to cover this. All right, we'll bring that to a boil. Our meat is all soft and tender now. Perfect time for it to come out. Good to come out. Perfectly soft and good to the very bone. Left with all this goodness. I'm going to cover it. We'll use it later. To make the stew, I'm going to set this pot on the stove. I'm going to add about 4 cups of oil in here, maybe a little more. Let's just say about 5 cups. Meat's frying beautifully. Meat's fried to perfection, ready to come out of the oil. I'm going to go ahead and fry the rest of the meat. Let's pour everything here. wait till that one is done as well. Whilst I wait for the meat to be done frying, I'm going to chop my onions. This is going to be the one I'll fry in the oil. I'm going to chop 2 of these onions. And everything else I'm going to just blend and start my stew with it. Meat is perfectly fried at this point. Ready to join the rest of the crew in here so we can start our actual stew. Very loaded. The oil at this point is just loaded with tiny pieces of the meat as well as the marinade. We're just going to leave it there. It's just going to bring extra flavor. I'm going to add my sliced onions. And let it cook until it's almost caramelized. Whilst that's going on, we're going to chop the rest of our onions and blend. I have 4 peppers here. I'm going to add those. I'm going to add just a little bit of water to help blend. Then blend. Onions are frying gorgeously now, almost caramelized. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of curry powder. If you don't like it that much, you can reduce it or totally omit it. Perfectly up to you. I'm also going to add another 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika. I'm going to stir this. Let it just fry for about 30 seconds. That's all it is. And then now I'm going to add my blended onions and peppers. Going to rinse out my blender with just a little water. Add that in here. Perfect. I'm just going to allow this to cook for about 10 minutes before I add anything else, occasionally stirring it. I have 8 bay leaves here. I'm going to add those. You want all the goodness that you can have in this stew. And now I'm just going to allow this to cook for about 10 minutes before I add anything else. We're going to need quite a good amount of tomato paste, so I'm going to open this and we'll use some of that. I'm going to use about 2 cups of that in my sauce. Good amount. Stir until it's almost all combined, as much spread out, dissolved into everything else as you can. And then I'll let it cook for a while before I add my tomato puree. I'm going to cover partially so it doesn't splatter and let it cook. Stew is doing amazing. Frying. At this point, I'm just going to add my homemade tomato puree and let it cook. So I have some homemade tomato puree. This is about 3 cups of that. And in here I have 2.5 quarts. I'm going to just pour them here in my stew. Just rinse out my containers with a little bit of water. There.
Delicious, yeah, yeah. Delicious, da-da. Delicious, yeah, yeah. Delicious, da-da-da. Delicious, delicious, da-da. Delicious, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cover partially so it doesn't splatter everywhere. Check in on our stew now.
Smell the aroma, yeah. From Waakye's kitchen, yeah. Da-da. Delicious, yeah, yeah. Delicious, da-da. Delicious, yeah, yeah. Delicious.
Stew is pretty much almost done. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of better than bouillon. Just about this much.
Delicious, da-da. Delicious, yeah, yeah. Delicious, da-da-da. Delicious, delicious, da-da. Delicious, yeah.
Feel free to use any bouillon cube, stock cube of choice. This is enough in here because remember I have my stock from the meat. I'm also going to put that in my stew. So this is perfect. So I'm not tasting any sharpness in my tomatoes. That requires me to add baking soda. But remember, if you have any sharpness, what we will say in Ghana as ekeka or anything like that, just add some baking soda. Stew is cooked to perfection at this point. Very little oil in here. And now I'm going to add my stock. Very good, very concentrated. Full of all goodness. Gonna bring loads of flavor, aroma to your stew. I'm going to rinse my pot and add that in here. A stew could do with lots of water. This is about 4 cups of water in here. Add all this water, more like stock, to help thin out the stew. And allow everything to just simmer down for about an extra 15 minutes. Pretty much my stew will be done. Smells amazing. Stew is on point. This is going to be so perfect with my waakye. Jollof is going to be on fleek. I'm gonna put the lid back because I don't want this to splatter everywhere. Give it about 15 to 20 minutes, low heat, to simmer down. Stew has simmered for about 15 minutes. It is perfect now. And I'm just going to scoop aside what I'll use later for the jollof. And I'll put the meat in the rest for the Waakye stew. Smells amazing. This is like the best party stew you ever make. I've just tasted for salt. I think it could use a little bit salt. So I'm going to put about 2 teaspoons in here. Give it a stir. Yeah, very messy, obviously. I'm going to scoop pretty much this bowl full, and that's gonna be for the jollof. I don't know if I mentioned that I'm making this ahead, so getting enough to make some beautiful party jollof. The more the stew, the richer the color, so I think this is enough for that purpose. I'm going to add my meat to the rest of the stew to get that Waakye stew. Very little oil, if you can tell, just about enough. And I will let this sit here, let the meat soak up the sauce. Maybe about 10 more minutes, and our stew will be done.
Delicious. Delicious. Delicious.
Gonna cover the vapor to cook it through. Stew is perfect at this point. Perfectly cooked. Smells amazing. You can smell the goat. Flavor is on point. Stew is done. I'm going to turn off the flame. And like I said, it is a make ahead, so I'm going to save it till the next day.
Delicious. Can you smell the aroma? Yeah. From Quarts West Kitchen. Yeah. Dada. Delicious. Yeah. Delicious. Dada. Delicious. Yeah. Delicious. Dada.
Gorgeous jollof.
Delicious. Delicious. Dada. Delicious. Yeah. Delicious.
Stew. I also made some Waakye to go with that stew. Waakye recipe is on the channel for you. So you see, once you have your perfect tomato made, you're pretty much all set for your party. You can make your jollof, some Waakye, and add some stew to it. Some nice braised rice with some stew, you know, like stacked rice or rice vermicelli. I have a recipe here that is also perfect for your party as well. We had an amazing time, and I hope when you try this, it is going to be a hit with everybody that tries it. Happy New Year to you and yours once more. I pray this is an amazing year. I pray that everything that we purpose for 2022 is going to be realized. May God protect you and yours. May we all have good health, abundant mercies and grace. And come 2023, when we are looking back on 2022, I hope we are able to say that Ebenezer, thus far the Lord has brought us. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time watching me, my name is Kanchwa, and making simple, replicable meals like this is what truly makes my heart happy. And I hope you subscribe to my channel for more of such videos. And until I come your way next time with something delicious, be loving, be kind, be happy. She's so beautiful. That's a girl I like. Gabby, what are you going to eat, Mama? Jollof.
delicious.